All right, hopefully just a quick broadcast, just to let you guys know what's going on. So, we're creating this, doing this tournament of franchise best teams, if you will. So, in other words, in this article, it was a bunch of AP writers got together and sort of collaborated on who they felt was each franchise's best team. So was able to create it in out of the park baseball, not a problem. Able to create it in action PC baseball, not a problem. Got to Diamond Mine baseball, and I had to make an executive decision. Hey, Barbara, how you doing? So this is going to be a quick one. I'm going to come back with a full game a little later, but I just wanted to let people know what we're doing with Diamond Mine here. And somebody had reminded me that it is important. A lot of people do play Diamond Mine, so hopefully those Diamond Mine people will start coming in as we play more of this. So I had to make a decision with Diamond Mine baseball, and as I said, this is a game that I'll be investing in the same way that I did with Action PC. I have a lot of stuff for this game, a lot, but not everything like I do for pretty much all the other ones. So as I was creating the tournament, or hopefully recreating, getting these teams in here, there were two that weren't included in any of the stuff that I have for Diamond Mine baseball, and so it was the 2007 Colorado Rockies, which really not a strong history yet with that franchise, and the 2008 Blue Jays. So I was kind of looking around thinking, okay, what can I do? Most of the teams in here, there's 30 teams instead of 32. And I'm not at this point going to buy the 2007 and 2008 seasons just for two teams. I don't play a lot of baseball in the 2000s. In fact, I don't play a lot of baseball past the 1970s. And as most of you know, pardon me, Barbara says she's going to lurk anyway. Yeah, there you go. She's watching baseball and hockey at the moment. So, and no doubt reading. So Barbara, she's going to be our resident multitasker. So Barbara, there you go. You got yourself a special standing here. All right. So I do want to get more Diamond Mine in the channel. I realize that it is kind of, it's kind of antithetical to streaming, and in a sense that there's not really any kind of action going on. But, I gave it a lot more thought, and there are people out here in the community that do play it. I also do a lot of baseball for Windows, and of course the draw with that is you have the AI crowd, you've got the excellent Ernie Harwell narrator, but there's nothing to watch on that one either. And this is a baseball game that I really, really like, so you're seeing it a bit more on the channel, and was able to do a few things I've never done in Diamond Mine baseball, so I wanted to show folks how to do that. Last night I did show how to import teams. Pretty easy to do. So anyhow, before I get to that, what I decided to do was just add some teams to fill this out to 30. And I'm going to actually make this into a season, so which would be kind of fun. So the teams I added, there are actually three. I forget what the other one was that I couldn't add. But so there are a couple franchises here, two franchises that are represented twice. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. So the 1920 Indians I brought in, the 1975 Red Sox, because I figured that would be a channel favorite, and of course we already had the 1922 St. Louis Browns set up, so they're fine. So the other team that I brought in was the 1971 Pittsburgh Pirates. So we do have three of these that are actually represented twice with the same name. The Browns, of course, were who the Orioles were before they moved out of St. Louis. But I still think this is going to be fun. So this is not going to be it's not going to be a tournament in the same way or whatever as we have set up in Out of the Park Action PC, and still trying to decide. I'd like to do it one more game, and I'm so tempted to do this in either Full Count Baseball, or maybe I'll wait and do it in Digital Diamond when it comes out next week. But anyhow, so just a quick tutorial here. We're not going to stay on long for here. Barbara's laughing at her special designation, and it's a very, very good one, believe me. So organizer is where you're going to do a lot of stuff in Diamond Mine baseball if you want to kind of create what if leagues or anything like that. So And anything that you go to here in these bottom tabs, there are teams, parks, players, leagues, organizations, eras, schedules, drafts, and notes. All kinds of stuff there. You can do all kinds of things in this, and I don't want to, we're not going to flood you tonight with everything. So, but if I would go to parks, so we have all the ballparks. These are all ready to go here. 30 of them, one for each team. Gotta love that, including there's also a neutral park. However that gets there, I have no idea. You can modify, copy, and again, there's import, delete, all the usual things. So if we went to Yankee Stadium and we wanted to do some modifications to it, we could change it. So if we wanted to do maybe different dimensions or new Yankee Stadium, not really sure, then we could certainly do that. We could even make it into any one park that we wanted. Changing fence heights, things like that. Change the weather up here a little bit. And then, of course, ballpark factors, which every good baseball game has ballpark factors, every new baseball game. All right. Then next, of course, is players. And you can see now this is a lot. And so what's really, really fun with this, of course, is that, we could then, after this whole thing would be over, is to actually put all of these guys into a draft pool and do a little bit of a draft. I think it'd be fun. Hfield07 is with us. So later on, tonight's game is actually going to be an out of the park baseball as we continue. So, but I did want to show this for a little bit. Hey, AP, how you doing? All right. So everybody coming in, hanging out for a few minutes here. All right. But what I'm going to show you tonight is leagues. All right. I've already started one. I'm creating 2 leagues here after my cats, Albert and Darcy. So let's go ahead and double click on Albert because I already started that one. Okay. And we go to teams. So in case you're ever wondering how to do teams in this thing, how do I assign teams to a league? So I'm doing these divisions here, if you will. So we have 30 teams. So kind of trying to sort of mimic, I guess, what we have now in Major League Baseball. So far I'm just division, just naming these divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, and 3, I should say. And this is how you do it, in case anybody cares. All right. So let me see. I'm just putting people in here or teams in random. So we're going to go ahead and put the 1940 Indians. So what you do is you left click and then you right click, and then we're either going to put, you'll see the names. These would be division names or whatever. So I just named the one. So it's going to go when I just click there, right? So the Indians are now in there in this division. So I need one more, I believe, because I want 3 divisions. No, that's it. So that takes care of the first division, the 2001 Diamondbacks, the 1912 Red Sox, 1948 Indians, 1970 Orioles, and the 1998 San Diego Padres. So that one's done. So again, I'm doing this very much like whatever. Okay. So we're going to take the 71 Pirates and we're going to put them, they're in Division 2. Let's put the Blue Jays in there with them from 93. So this is really how you just do things. Let's throw a dead ball team in here. Let's put the 1905 Giants in there. And let's put the 42 Cardinals there. So this game's, once you get around in this game, it's super fun to do. There's a lot you can do with it. Let's go ahead and put the 65 Twins. We've been seeing them a lot in here. What's really nice about also about Digital Diamond, not only it's play-by-play, which unfortunately you're going to have to hear me doing the play-by-play for you, reading it. It has probably, as far as pure text goes, this is the best. This game has the best play-by-play in it. It's amazing. I mean, you can just, there's no sound, there's no animation, anything like that. The play-by-play is absolutely incredible. So hope you folks will enjoy it. Again, there's it's a very, very good game. This was once the king of baseball sims, and it's still, as far as text-based sims, it's still one of the best. So glad we got some little chat going on here. That's really, really good, good. Yeah, it's cold here too, AP. We're gonna have a kind of a chilly week. It's supposed to get nearer the 60s toward the weekend, but yeah, it's just some weird, nasty weather. I think April's saying I'm not quite done with you yet, or Winter's saying I'm not quite done with you yet. even though we are in the second week of spring. So that's all right, man. It's still baseball season. So there we go. Right. All right. Now I've got to fill up Division 3, and then I'll show you some other things that you can do here. All right. Now I don't want the Pirates. I don't want two pirate teams in the same league. All right. So let's start with Division 3, and I'm just going to say the Chicago Cubs of 1906 will go in here. Let's put the Brewers of 1982. They've been doing really great. So they won their game in that kind of crazy 6-5 game we had in Out of the Park baseball the other night. And last night, what an ending to the game. The Brewers winning against the 65 Twins 3-2. Just incredible. What a great ending to that game. It was a tight one. And we did that one in pocket pennant run baseball. So that is one of the other ones we're going to be doing or using for this tournament. Out of the Park baseball is the main game in this tournament, but it's going to be fun to kind of compare results across Out of the Park, Action PC, and either Full Count Baseball or Digital Diamond or whatever. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. Another option, is using the one of the two games for free that we have up in the Discord that a lot of people have downloaded and liked, and maybe doing something with this with Pure Sim Baseball, maybe doing it with Strategy Baseball, or actually, surprise, surprise, we might even just do it with Baseball Mobile. I'm not sure yet. So that's all still in flux. It's all still in flux. It's updated version of Diamond Mine include all the modern rules of Major League Baseball. It does. So, wow, 25 all day long. Oof, 25 degrees. Wow, Barbara. So, it wasn't that cold in my part of PA, so I don't know what you guys got there. Hey, Clinton, he says, is that Scum Philly fan in here? I don't see him. So I saw him in a Dwayne broadcast earlier. Did see him there. And just saw Robert doing Game 3 of his 1983 ALDS. I was just lurking as I got there too late. So pretty fun game. All right. Let me see. Who else do we want to put in here? Let's put the 2001 Mariners in with these guys. Okay, so we are in the third division. Again, this is all you do. Just select the team. And, the Astros, we don't want to forget about them, so we'll just put them in there too. Not that I'm an Astros fan, but there you go. All right, there. Now, these are the teams that are left. I just need one more in the Albert League. And then I'll show you some rules, options, playing time penalties, and any postseason rules or anything that we're going to have. And let's put the 1957 Braves here. Okay, so now we have our three divisions set up in the Albert League. These are, again, named after my cats. All right, so here are our rules and options. Okay, number of games per team. So we're going to do 162. This is where we start setting up schedules and things like that. I think I might, to be fair to the older teams, we're going to make this 154 games. Absolutely no designated hitter. We can have you can have no injuries. You can have injury ratings, or you can have just random. I'm going to turn them off. Just because sacrifice fly roll, so we can use that. We're not going to use a warm-up. So for anybody who's never seen these screens in Diamond Mine Baseball, this is how you do it. Okay, so minimum batters faced for pitching change 3. So there's one of your first rules. I'm changing it to 1. Okay. Intentional walk rule, no pitches required. Batting pitcher rule is unrestricted. Don't care about that. Extra inning rule. I don't, so it's going to be bases empty. Extra inning rule for postseason, bases empty, not using that stupid rule where you have a runner in scoring position. Starting pitcher as DH rule, not allowed. Doesn't matter because we're not using a DH in this league. Pickoff throw is unlimited. So again, you can have the maximum of 3. So there you go, AP. It's all in here. Transactions and lineups, I'm not using those. Okay. Box, and then automatically save. Box scores, score sheets, game logs, because they're fun. I want to do them in newspaper format, which are fun. Okay, we're going to use a weather system, bench playing time, clutch system, unrestricted plate collisions. Okay, injured list, again, doesn't matter because we have injuries turned off. Now, playing time penalties, I'm not going to activate those. But if you want to, you can activate this. And so, like, batters could be penalized if they reach 110% of their total plate appearances and right from their actual stats and plate appearance splits, what have you. I'm not going to turn this on. I don't care. Okay. And then for postseason, we're not going to worry about setting these up tonight. Okay. Because we haven't played anything yet. All right. But we could, because there's only room for just so many. Okay. So that is that league. And that one's all done. And we can change the era, by the way, of this if we wanted to. But let's not. Okay. So again, I'm decided maybe between now and when I come back in an hour or so and we do the out of the park baseball game. Hey, Nathaniel, we'll come back in an hour or so and do a game in out of the park baseball, another game in our tournament. If you guys decide, pardon me, what would be 2 more baseball sims to recreate this in. So the ones left. So we are definitely doing out of the park, Action PC, and Pocket Pennant Run. So I'd like to add 1 or 2 more, and I'm thinking maybe Strategy Baseball, or maybe Baseball Mogul, or maybe Pure Sim. Not sure. So and if I didn't mention Full Count, I'll mention it again. So possibly Full Count Baseball. Or I wait for Digital Diamond to release next week and create something in there. Hey, JT Dutch. Doing all right, my friend. Would like things to warm up here in PA. It's cold everywhere. Here in the northern part of the East Coast, anyhow, I should say. Never learned how to import teams in Diamond Mine. Well, there you go. It's just, so down here, if we go back to, did you say players? Well, or teams, yeah. So teams, if I wanted to import another team, I would just make sure I'm on the teams tab in the organizer and click import. And then you can just go to anything that, I don't have everything installed here that I have, but all of these things, and I could import just anything I want. So I'm not going to import somebody, but just to show you, we'll go to 1907. And if I wanted to bring in, the Detroit Tigers, I just click them, do include park, include era, and I would just click OK. That's how you do teams. If you want to import players into the league, delete them, do whatever, you do the same thing here. So you would go to import, and then depending upon what database you want to select, you just go from here, select the player, click OK, and he's in. Okay. Leagues, again, we could import leagues. Not going to do that. I'm creating new. So I could copy leagues from elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is just create. In fact, I'll just create a new one. All right. But the main ones are teams. Parks, of course. You can import parks anywhere that you have parks. So just to import again, and depending upon what you have. So let's see, you've got the all-time great players and you want to get some older ballparks or whatever. Has all these ballparks here. You can import anything you want. So importing in this game is really easy. Combining databases in this game is really easy. The only thing, yeah, you got it, JT. The only thing that's weird in this game is database installation, which I have done a couple tutorials, I think a couple years ago on that. And if some more Diamond Mine folks come in and say, hey, we want new players to come into the game, would you show how to do that again? I'd be glad to. So, but anyhow, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go into this league and let's just go ahead and finish this up. Okay. So let's do a new league. And my other kitty's name is Darcy. Yay, Darcy. All right. And it always helps to put the CY in there. So there's Darcy. Okay. And so here are the teams that are left. And again, we're gonna call these. We're gonna call this Division 1 and Division 2, Division 3. Could do Alpha, Beta, Gamma, whatever. But let's not be goofy. Let's just do like this. So you put your divisions up there, and then you start. So there, let's see, for this first division, we're going to put the 1902 Pirates. Remember, you left click on the team, right click, and just on the top there's 1-1. So boom, there we go. And then we're going to put the 94 Expos in there with them. So that's 2 teams. Pardon me. All right. Let me see. 1922 Browns going in there. So pretty easy stuff. Hey, David Lando, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Let's put the 1935 Tigers in there. And I need one more team. Let's put in the 2003 Miami Marlins. So yeah, I had to do this because I'm not going to buy the 2007 and 2008 seasons just for two teams. What I'm hoping is in their next volume of all-time greatest teams, because it's up to 212 teams now, that they'll include the Blue Jays and the Rockies. They have a Blue Jays team in here, or whichever one I couldn't do. It was Blue Jays or somebody, whatever it was. And I decided rather than just substitute another year, because it's already going to be out of whack, because there's no way I could add the 2007 Colorado Rockies without spending $25, which I'm not going to do, because 2007, even if I played 21st century baseball, 2007 is not a season I'm going to play. I mean, 2005 would be a possible candidate, 2004, what have you, but I'm not that invested in 21st century baseball replays. It's just boring baseball to me. So and then after 2020, it all really sucks. So not going to happen. All right. 2015 Royals. Let's start the second division here. And again, I'm just, whatever catches my fancy here is what we're going to put in. And again, I mean, I thought would have been a sort of fun community thing to say, oh yeah, let's put these guys in there or whatever. But it's hard to get people to type and stuff like that. So I don't want you to have to do that. Let's put the 1920 Indians in there. And we need one more. And I guess the Anaheim Angels of 2002. We're going to go there. And then for Division 3, pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just boom. Yeah, everybody's wondering where the 27 Yankees were going to go. Well, there you go. Because I think it's going to be fun to be for them to be in the same division as the 1929 Philadelphia Athletics. And then the 76 Reds and 75 Red Sox hanging out in the same division. So that's how you do it. Pretty simple stuff. And then we just click OK. And there, now I've got my two leagues. So next time that I come on with Diamond Mine Baseball, we'll talk about schedule creation and stuff like that. So let me see. It is 9:08, so probably around 10 o'clock. We'll be back with another game in the tournament. And this will be, and I should have fixed this. I'm sorry, so you guys can see a little better. I don't know what two teams are going to be playing, but it'll be an out-of-the-park baseball. And yeah. So there you go. So let me know in the comments, or maybe in the next, when we do our game tonight, whether baseball sim I should add to this. So let me give you my reasoning on what to add, starting from whichever one. So pure sim baseball would be a possibility. The problem is it only goes up to 2014. So we would have one team from that Boston.com tournament that I couldn't include. So that would be the issue there. Dombrov baseball, he hasn't done a patch for this thing. And until he does that patch, I mean, Dombrov baseball is another one I could probably play more on the channel, but waiting for that patch if it ever comes. All right. See you guys at 10. Just finishing up here for a little thing, just to give you guys a little informed decision. So I'll just show you, because I might make mistakes. So, which is what I do. Yeah. So first, pure sim. Pure sim, we could do this entire tournament, I think, except for two teams. So pure sim might not be in the running unless we wanted to pick another one. So, like, let's say we go to new game, and we're just going to create this as a. So pure sim only goes up to 2014, unfortunately, and for the Boston.com tournament, that wouldn't allow us to bring in the 2015 Royals. So we would have to pick another Kansas City Royals team. And again, it might be fun to not have these tournaments maybe have a few of these later teams kind of different. I don't know. Okay, so there's that option. It is an option. Dombrov, we're not going to do. Baseball for Windows, we're not going to do. I want to do something very different with Baseball for Windows. That one's 1871 to 1997. So obviously, I am not going to be buying, 1998 forward, because Ernie is not saying. The further you get away from 1997, the narrator is just using. I wish they would have done. Now the first baseman is up at least, but you just get like the first initial of the guy's last name. Whereas from 1997 back to 1871, Ernie says every first name and last name. Okay, so the other some other options here, of course, would be strategy baseball. Strategy baseball, we would do this much like we would be doing in Pocket Pennant Run right now. So we would do like a new association and an historical exhibition. So let's say if we were to repeat the game that Twins Brewers game. So, right, we would just do an historical exhibition, click next, right? And then this goes up to 2019. So every team that's in there could do that. So we had, like, for instance, right, 1982. In fact, I'll go ahead and I might even just do this. So 1982, ML4, that's going to be Milwaukee. And then 1965 would be the Twins. Win Twins and all that stuff. Bucko fans, but I am fascinated with the Minnesota Twins. So we could do that, and then we click next, and then set all this kind of stuff up. And this is just set it up for one game only. So for you guys that have this game, this is how you set this up. 4-man rotation, have a closer if you want. Doesn't matter. Player photos, click next. And I probably should have given, and now it's just importing players. And this will be ready to go. Go to the schedule page, and there's your game. This game is ready to go. The Milwaukee Brewers. So Don Sutton versus Jim Perry. So we haven't seen Jim Perry in the tournament at all. So sent to Squire down here. All right, guys. So this game would be certainly an option. Okay, let's go back to main. And let's go back to quit. The next option would be, and you're going to laugh, but I know you see this little tiny screen. I'll fix that for you. Another game I think you should get. This is also nice and free. This is Full Count Baseball. Legendary game here. Legendary game. So just quickly, this has everything in it. So everything in it. So we would do play a single game. So if the computer is the visiting team, so the visiting team is going to be the 1982 Brewers. So I type in 82, hit enter, and then I just go down and find Milwaukee. So there's no mouse in this game, by the way. This is all DOS. Okay, and just hit Milwaukee and no change. Okay. And then for the home team, again, we're just using that first one. So 1965 Twins. And I don't know who we're going to be playing tonight. We'll see. Whoever comes in first, whoever their team is who will play. So no change. Okay. We're making this an American League game. Still not going to be any designated hitter, though. It's an exhibition, playing it in May in the afternoon. I've already set a lot of these things at default. So the play-by-play, things like that. Pitcher era, things like that you can change. There's a lot you can do in this game. It's pretty crazy. Okay. And then from here, if I hit 9, I'll just show you. Okay. Next screen is we're going to, I'm just going to let it, we're going to manually pick a starter here. Okay. And seems like Vukovic did a good job last night using Pocket Pennant Run. So he would start in this game. I'm not going to change. We're going to manually pick our starter here as well. So again, just follow the prompts on the screen for any of you guys that have this. To get into full screen, do Alt-Enter, and that puts you into full screen mode in Full Count Baseball. All right, we're going to hit Z to continue, and we're going to select our starter, and it's going to be Mudcat Grants. So we're going to hit 0 because that's his number. No change. All right. From here, I am just going to just do manual lineup, whatever. So 2. And I don't want to disable any batters. And that works. Just whatever the computer comes up with is fine with me. Save this lineup. No, I'm not going to save it. Okay. And then for Minnesota, same thing. Boy, I keep going like this. We probably will just go right into the Allo Park game. Anyhow, so Z once again for continue. And nah, let's do this again. I'm not really liking that one too much. And it's liking this one. We'll stay with it. That's fine. Okay. I just thought I could get it to change, but not. Save this lineup. No. And we're in Metropolitan Stadium. So it's very DOSy, old school graphics, but there you go. So this game's all set to play. So AP says full count. All right. I kind of like, I love this game. There's no sound or anything. But what you can do in this game, you can see here, it's pretty crazy. It has a lot going on in this one. So we may do it. The play-by-play is sometimes a little bit janky and stuff like that. But this is nice. And again, you can get this at lhgames.net, download it. Make sure that you read the PDF to get all the, how to access seasons, how to install the thing. And it's due for an update. All right. So I think full count would be a good one. And I don't have to set up any league or anything. We play these as exhibitions. What I'll do is just offline, I'll keep track of I'll just keep track of all the wins and losses for anything not in out of the park baseball. Because till I get to grips again with Digital Diamond, might be a while. We may still add it later. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and Alt-Enter so we can get back to the small screen, hopefully. Small screen. Yeah. Are you? Oh, small screen. So that way, because this does take, there we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and just X out of the game here. Did it eat my mouse? It must have eaten my mouse. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, full count baseball it is. All right. So we'll see you guys probably maybe in about a half hour. All right. So I'll give my thank yous here really quickly. Thank you, Barbara, Clinton, JT Dutch, Advocate 8, Nathaniel, David Lando, AP, who's with us. I think I got everybody in this one. All right. And see you guys in about a half hour or so for some out of the park action. We continue our Boston.com tournament. All right. See ya. Absolutely, Barbara. All right. Bye-bye, guys.